Hey, thanks for clicking on this video. Welcome back to the channel. Still using my phone. Eventually we'll get that computer program stuff all sorted out. Wanted to give a quick, sad kind of, announcement. We've all know that the great producer, musician, and Chicago scenester extraordinaire, Steve Albini, passed away. So sorry to start off on a sad note, but we have to acknowledge the great Steve Albini. The plus side, I guess, when musicians and artists, so on and so forth, pass, is that their work is always here for us to enjoy. So, of course, Steve Albini, tons of stuff he produced and played on with Shellac, Big Black, and as well, producing a bunch of great stuff. So, shout out to Steve Albini there. Okay, we're going to do the top 5 female vocalists or singers. Now, this isn't going to be like I'm not a singer, I'm not a trained vocalist, so I'm not going to rank them as like who's like technically the most superior. No, it's just 5 rock and roll female singers that I think, to me, are the best. Of course, there's Aretha Franklin for the soul category. I was lucky enough to see her twice live. Unbelievable. Some other, I guess, legendary female vocalists who did not make my list, but of course I want to say how great they are. Janis Joplin, what soul, what feeling she had in her. Stevie Nicks, I'm not a big Fleetwood Mac fan, but she got a really cool voice, unique voice. Alanis Morissette, of course, we had the singers from the Cranberries and the Sundays, a lot of great female-fronted rock bands there. You're asking, No Doubt? No. I don't like Gwen Stefani's voice, that ootsy-bootsy voice. I don't know. I like girls that are like, boom, hit you with the power. So let's go. 5 female rock vocalists. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite female vocalists are, female artists, because I'd be interested, because I know none of you probably have the 5 that I have in the order, or probably, none of you out there watch this video have the 5 that I have, but this is good. Teach its own. Number 5, helps that I did have a major crush on her throughout the 80s. Only saw her live twice. Her band Berlin, talking about Terry Nunn. This is a more recent release of theirs. Got it autographed there. Of course, this is the iconic look that we know of Terry Nunn. But for me, it's just not the looks and stuff. It's just, I like her voice from such a small frame. She's got really good power. It's kind of like new wave rock, the perfect voice for all that. I'll show you some of the vinyl I have. She's 62 years old currently. I believe she sang on 8 studio albums from Berlin. Their first one featured another female vocalist while Terry was trying to pursue acting and all that stuff. But yeah, their heyday, I'd say, was about between like 81 and 85, 82, 85. This is Count 3 and Pray. This, of course, has the Take My Breath Away, which is more known for being on the Top Gun soundtrack, of course. My favorite song from them is No More Words. I love the video, too, as well. Man, those of us watching, they're a little older like me, that went through the 80s and went through the MTV era, who knew how cool that was? Like, we'll never see that again. That was pretty cool stuff, those early MTV videos. Good stuff. Of course, the album that No More Words came off of is Love Life. There's a pretty picture of Terry right there. Like I said, just a small frame person, but a powerhouse vocals. Loved it. Had a little bit edge to it. My favorite singer of all is Robin Zander of Cheap Trick, and he's got that. I think she's kind of almost like the female version of that, kind of like a, I don't know, like a tongue-in-cheek is a weird way to describe it, but like an attitude, kind of great vocal. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's why I have my own YouTube channel, so I can not know what I'm talking about. Berlin, this is their second one, the first one with Terry on it. So yeah, number 5 is Terry Nunn. Number 4, I think a lot of you would have this this lady here, because I think she's done great things, and I think when people think of female rock chicks, she would make a lot of top 5 lists. Talking about, of course, the band is the Pretenders, but we're talking about Chrissie Hynde. She did spend some early time in the UK with all that early punk rock stuff too, so she's got street cred with that. She is one of 2 on this list that I've never seen live. I don't know how I've passed Pretenders seeing live so many times, but either I was out of town or I don't know what. Growing up, they're one of my favorite bands. Such good stuff. Here's another one. What's this one? Yeah, this is where they're all kind of dressed up. This, to me, the first lineup where you had your James Honeyman Scott and stuff. Of course, Martin Chambers, longtime drummer there. Is just a classic lineup. Good stuff. And then that's Pretenders 2. This is Pretenders 1. So essential for you kids out there who are like, what? I've always heard of them. Start with 1 and 2, man. This is where you start your Pretenders collection. Oh, what am I doing? Pretenders collection. Christy's 72 right now, and I'd say their heyday was about 80 to 86. So check out stuff from that era. She's still going strong. I think there's like 12 studio albums that they have. So number 4, Chrissy Hynde. Number 3, I just saw Friday night. Just saw filming this Sunday. I just saw what? 2 nights ago. Friday night. I've seen her live probably since 2010 about 5 times. Always a great show. There's a lot of stress, I think, for her to be phenomenal, because that's what people, they show up and they want her to sing phenomenally. I'm talking about Ann Wilson of Heart. Number 3, female singer of mine would be Ann Wilson of Heart. Of course, they're featured with her sister, Nancy Wilson, who also has a great voice as well, but she didn't make my top 5 list. Of course, this is the 80s era of Heart. Some people would say, oh, it's kind of the hairspray and the cheesy stuff, but there's still some really, really good songs with the 80s era of Heart. This Bad Animals, have that on vinyl. This is their Hits Live, which I thought was cool because they are a kick-ass group to see live. They put a little outfit in it. And they always play a few Led Zeppelin songs. When I saw them Friday, they did Going to California amongst this acoustic set that they did. Blew me away. And now I'm usually for like, come on, just plug in and keep playing. But, you know, you get older. What is Ann is 73, I think. 16 albums with Heart. I think she got 4 solo albums. And their heyday was like anywhere from, I don't know, 1975 to 87. But yeah, I mean, it just, so yeah, I'm usually into the like, oh, everyone plugged in, everyone playing on 11. But yeah, halfway through the show that they did this acoustic stuff and had Dreamboat Annie and Led Zeppelin cover Going to California. It's great. What a great band. See them out. They're on tour with Cheap Trick. By the time a lot of you watch this, maybe they're playing town near you. I don't know. Little Queen, her and her sister getting all dressed up there again. In 1977, that's the year what punk broke. But they're doing Barracuda, Kick It Out, Little Queen, Cry to Me, some good stuff. Dreamboat Annie, this is an iconic cover with Ann and Nancy. Ann is just a powerhouse. She's got such powerful vocals. She could up high there in the range with the power. Like a lot of people, male or female, the higher they get, they kind of lose the power behind that voice. No, not Ann. I mean, a lot of people love that iconic slow song, Alone. She kicks that up, but to me, it's the older. And really, she's got one of these. She's got a powerful voice, but like songs like Dreamboat Annie and Dog and Butterfly, she sings like reserved. So it's just like a not lower, like a mid-range for her, just singing softly, and it's still equally as beautiful. And that's hard to pull off. Where you got your powerful voice, that's awesome. You got your more refrained voice, that's awesome. Good stuff. Number 2, I guarantee a lot of you classic rockers that are tuned in right now do not have this woman on your list. Top 5 female vocalists. I don't think a lot of you probably have even heard of her, which is a crying shame because it's not like she's some secure indie artist or anything like that. They were on a major label. They just never kind of broke it really huge. Sadly, we lost her to Lou Gehrig's disease in 2019, I believe. Talking about Kim Shattuck. I forgot how officially pronounced that last name of hers, but she was in a band called the Muffs. They had 7 studio albums. She was sadly just 56 when she passed away. This is Kim, obviously up top there. Blonder and Blonder. What a great album. Everyone was into Green Day at the time and stuff. If people would have opened up a little bit, besides like, oh, I like my Rancid, Offspring, and Green Day on punk rock, you should have like explored a little more, because there was another band sitting on a major label that was just phenomenal. That's the Muffs. This is their first album. She was in Pandora's before the Muffs. She's lead singer and guitar player for Muffs. She has the best rock and roll scream of all time from a female artist. I can't say of all time of anyone, because The Who, he's got some iconic screams in those songs. But yeah, she has a voice that you kind of like, I don't know, I wouldn't say feel sorry. Like she could have that sad voice, but then that full on yelling voice. I mean, just phenomenal range she had. A lot of people, I guess, that were trained singers would be like, well, she's not that technical. You sound good or you kind of don't. I mean, look at all the people who aren't great technical singers but have had iconic careers. Bob Dylan, Iggy Pop. List will go on and on, but I don't feel like listening any more than that. But there's a lot of great singers that are like not technically great. I would say, I mean, I saw her live a few times and she was hitting all those notes. But man, the screaming, like I said, just like Anne, where it's a refined voice that you kind of like, oh, that's soothing, to the powerhouse, just all-out voice. Check out the Muffs. Check out Kim's voice. She is number 2. She could easily been my number 1, but I had to kind of go back like, well, what did I kind of like, who is one of the first females that I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, and it was like, you know, because I grew up with my AC/DC, my Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. Wasn't a lot of, you know, I'd hear the old songs from the Supremes and stuff, but it wasn't a lot of, you know, quote unquote, like current artists that were females I was like really into. But this one, that's why she made my number 1, is it just blew me away. The songs, everything. Hall of Famer now, the best female voice, in my opinion. Although all 5 of these I could listen to all day and night. But the best, number 1 seat has to go to, for rock and roll, Miss Pat Benatar. I know it's not a real last name. I believe it's a Polish last name she might have. But so yeah, this is her. She is now 71 years old. Her heyday was probably like 79, 85-ish. 11 studio albums. She's still putting music out there. Still touring with her husband, obviously. That's the big live album she had. Just a kick-ass artist. Great stuff. This one has Promises in the Dark. One of my favorite songs from her. Great stuff with that. What are we on here? Get Nervous. That's cool. That's so cool. The little, you know, iconic cover art there. Shadows of the Night. It's a great song there. What else do I have from Miss Pat Benatar? Crime of Passion. Of course, a lot of girls, not so much on this album because the hair is a little fluffed up there. Treat Me Right. You Better Run. Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Hell Is for Children. That's just side A, people. Great stuff. She always had a great band. But yeah, this, where's her, like, iconic haircut that she had, that short haircut? This is it, right? Yeah, this is, I mean, she was known a lot for that haircut. It's crazy. But yeah, this is her debut. I'm sure the album label was kind of like, hey, you know, try to look all sensual. And so, you know, they always treated female artists horribly. Heartbreaker, yeah, this is great stuff. So Sincere closes out, but yeah, pick up Pat Benatar. I mean, a lot of you probably heard of it. So yeah, there go my top 5 list. Thank you, women, for contributing so much to rock and roll. Let me know in comments below your top 5 female vocalists, or just some of the ones you like. Thanks for watching.